Little after 9 o'clock. Welcome to the show, everyone. Thane Kirby here on Talkback. An opportunity for you to do just that, talkback on a Tuesday night. All you got to do is very shortly we'll put a little link in the comment section. So wherever you're watching, maybe Twitch, if you're watching on Facebook, or I think we're on YouTube as well. Click on the comment button, and then you can kind of be here on the show. So somehow, by the magic of technology, you can end up talking back to us. We've got a protester live from Wellington tonight, just talking in general terms of what it's like to be down there and who takes their bloody kids to a protest, how good, how bad it is. So we'll do that maybe a little after 9:30, and also a guest. We're talking to Andreas from Scootling. So we're talking scooters tonight. I used to live in Bali, so I'm very familiar with scooters and also the downside of scooters, which is Australians. And so we'll do that very shortly. First, though, let's go to our fact checker or our special guest. Maybe let's call him a special guest, Trevor Mallard on the show tonight, guys. G'day, mate. How are you?
Things are getting out of control here, Thane.
Yeah, I see that. What's the situation?
These dirty bastards won't get off my front lawn. I tell you, I tried bloody putting the sprinklers out there, tried squirting with the fucking hose. I even played bloody Baby Shark, doot. They just won't fuck off. They brought all their kids, they're dancing around to bloody James Blunt. And they're saying, I'm the...
Yeah, you're like the grumpy old neighbour, the boomer neighbour, aren't you?
Get off my lawn!
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Trevor Mallard, he'll be back on the show a bit later on. But right now, our real special guest, everybody. Thanks. Andreas, how's it going, mate? Thanks for joining us tonight.
G'day, Thane. Yeah, it's great to be here. Thanks heaps. Nice slick setup you got.
Yeah, it's an interesting little thing, isn't it? So, all doing it from home. Tonight, I'm literally in my bathroom.
Nice.
That's where I get the best internet, weirdly, in my house. But anyway, Scootling. So this is a scooter shop. Walk us through. Where are you, and how long have you been doing it?
Yeah. Well, we are nearly up to 20 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've been at the same location here in Grey Lynn since about '08. So time has really flown. Yeah, it's become a sort of a well-known location now, and it used to be a real motorcycle alley along there on Great North Road. But sadly, for one reason or another, everything's sort of turned into apartments, and it's kind of just us left now.
Across the road now, when they used to have all those that motorcycle shop, it's all kind of like swanky, warehousey type office thing now, isn't that what you're saying?
Yeah, a couple of high-end retail. I think there's an engineered flooring place and a furniture place there now, so it's all changed.
Has things changed that Bunnings have moved in just down the road? Has that been good for you or bad for you?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's a little bit of a movement, among the Grey Lynn locals before it was built, of course. People didn't want the big box retailer there, that sort of thing. But for us, there were benefits too because, it brought more foot traffic and it was just an empty yard for years and years. Yeah.
So have scooters developed over the years? How new technology, you kind of always get a new iPhone, you go, oh, wow, shit, I didn't see that coming. Has that happened with scooters?
Oh yeah, it's been amazing, and it all sort of happened in one go. Really, there was just a massive sea change in the technology when, particularly this brand New came on the scene, which is an awesome one because it was actually co-founded by a Kiwi, and he designed and developed their biggest selling scooter. So that's just been awesome to see that just take over. Both in our shop, it became our biggest seller within 3 months, and worldwide, they sprung up thousands of dealers across Europe and Asia, all over the place now.
Because in the world, that is one of the main sources of transport, isn't it? Like the scooter. You go to Bali, you go to anywhere in Asia, and if you're not driving a BMW, taking the bus, you're on a scooter.
That's it. Yeah. I mean, we're kind of spoiled here. We get to ride them by ourselves, but in so many other places, they're minimum 2 people on them, right?
Yeah.
Plus lunch.
Sometimes you get 3 and a couple of dogs.
Yeah. Yeah, you see some amazing stuff. So yeah, it's I think just a feature of growing cities. There are pressures on us to find better ways to park our vehicles and move around and that sort of thing.
All right, okay. Tell me, what's the scooter? Like the worst looking scooter to me is there's some hot scooters, but the worst one is with the 3 wheels, and someone looks like they're straight out of Paw Patrol, that kids' TV show. It's like, oh my god.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, you can. They come in all shapes and sizes these days.
Yeah, the 3-wheeler thing I haven't got my head around yet. It seems to be you're trading off a lot of the disadvantages of a bike. For less maneuverability and less agility. I don't get it. It's sort of 3/4 of a car, but none of the safety aspects. I don't get it. Yeah.
And how much is like your most expensive scooter, like the Rolls Royce of scooters?
Well, around about 9K will get you a nice 350, which it'll take you anywhere. It'll take the length of the country if you want.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. And are you going all like kind of Uber? You got to go battery and all that type of stuff. Is that happening now?
Yeah, well, there's I guess major changes in just the way that people get around in general. And us Kiwis who love our cars, there's 3.5 million just private cars on the road, not to mention all the commercial vehicles that are out there, and ATVs and vans and trucks and all that. So yeah, things are changing. I think as people sort of gravitate towards cities and lose their garages and that sort of thing, the way that they move themselves around changes too.
It's perfect for apartment living too. I always see some kind of real estate guy on one. There's always a guy in a suit on his way to a meeting on a scooter, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's right. And I think they're just a super popular mode of transport among people who need to get from place to place really quickly. So you've got a lot of meetings around town or a lot of properties to inspect or that sort of thing. Then scooters just absolutely perfect because you're always going to find a spot to park your whip, and it's going to be free to park it, and it's going to cost you nothing to run it all day comparatively.
Parking, that's got to be one of the biggest upsides for scooters in this country.
Absolutely, yeah.
Definitely. That's right. You're less annoying than bikes. I always find a scooter very tolerable, but kind of the bike scenario and the bike lanes.
Absolutely, yeah. And we're going through something at the moment now where the council's looking to redevelop Great North Road and just remove all of the parking along there, which is going to have a major impact. Not just on businesses like ours, but on residents who live there and people who just want to drop in to visit the businesses too.
Yeah. Do you need a special license to operate a scooter, or can anyone just jump on them with a car license? Yeah,
so I suppose when a lot of people think of a scooter, they think of 50cc, which is technically the moped class. And for those, any class of car license is okay. So even a 16-year-old who just got their learner's license can actually get straight on one.
Oh, that's good. I just love that location, though, that you guys have got, though. And it's pretty iconic. I always thought you could always put a billboard with the area. It's so seen. It is so prominent. It's great.
Yeah. I mean, there was some... I can't remember what it was, but I remember seeing Richie McCaw's face, and then there was a helicopter shot down, and there was a big procession of people walking right past the stores. There was a great shot of that. So I think it must have been from one of the World Cups, the Rugby World Cups, and of course the fan trail goes right past. So that's awesome.
What's COVID like been for you guys?
What can you do, right? It's been tough, but we got through, and I think thanks to the understanding of a lot of our customers who were willing to wait while we couldn't trade and that sort of thing. And I think the adaptability of a lot of people to move online and shop online when they didn't previously. That's been really awesome to see. Yeah.
And have you had all the freight issues? Like, have you got like bikes coming in overseas, all that kind of stuff?
Oh yeah. Well, shipping costs are just skyrocketed. We're paying now 6 times what we were paying 2 years ago.
Wow.
So yeah, that kind of stuff just has to feed through to consumable goods on the ground eventually. We've been absorbing it as long as possible because we don't like putting prices up, but it's kind of inevitable, I think, and delays too. Yeah.
I reckon you got a good a tight little community there. Oh, it's probably not little; it's probably huge, and you got a lot of respect from a lot of people. I think because everyone likes a scooter. I don't know anyone who doesn't really like a scooter. I mean,
That's right. They're like puppies; you can't hate them.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, thank you very much for your time and all
That's
the
awesome.
best in business.
Yeah, great chat. Thanks, heaps.
No worries, mate. See you soon.
Right, chat soon. See ya.
Bye-bye. Yeah, so that's the Scootling guy. Let's get back to our special guest, Phil Goff, now. Phil, welcome to the show.
It's great to be here. Tamaki Makoto, City of Sales. My gap. My gap just fell out. Yep, City of Sales. I can tell you, I bought a lovely scooter. The wife calls it a motorbike. And we go out to Muriwai Beach on the weekend. And I can tell you, we are going, by hook or by crook, we are going to make Tamaki Makaurau the #1 most livable city in the world. But if I don't do it, I'm just going to leave.
Well, you are. You've bowed out. That's you're not running again from here, right here.
Yeah. I have not achieved the goal that I set out to achieve for Tamaki Makaurau. I want the new generation to come back in, and we're going to get rid of all the parking, and we're going to basically take the lifeblood out of the city, and that's what we've got in store for you, Tamaki Makaurau.
Fantastic. What do you think of Leo Malloy? Do you think he's got a chance? Do you think he's going to be our next Lord Worship or whatever it is?
He's a cool DJ. I sometimes go down there in HQ and we have Jaeger bombs. He puts them on for us, for the councillors too. We've had some of our actual meetings down there about cancelling fullers, and we're all doing kinds of things like that. Sometimes I actually go down there, me and Leo Malloy. We actually racked up some lines and we were actually dancing.
Fantastic. Tell me, so Leo doesn't really like you, and he doesn't really like Jacinda as well. But he looks like he's got an opportunity to be that kind of Trump-esque mayor. If you could back anyone, do you think Leo's got what it takes to run New Zealand's biggest city?
Leo is an astute businessman and an entertainer, and frankly, a brilliant white nationalist. I think he's perfect for the job. I'm a centrist. People believe I'm a left or I'm a right. No, I'm a centralist, and I live in Auckland Central.
Good.
I believe in Leo Malloy. He's got what it takes. He's going to reinvigorate the city, and his clubs will offer free drug testing if you want to go and rage in Tamaki Makaurau this year.
Do you look at yourself when you're on a Zoom meeting, your own face, or are you looking at mine?
I'm usually trying to look at my own face because I tell you, the skin's looking nice today. But usually, actually, I should try to look at the webcam. Is that a better eye line if I look up at the webcam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you going to do after politics, Phil?
Yeah, well, they're sort of, I've had my hat tipped. I might join some sort of Freemasonry back into that. Might join a bit of the Illuminati. I was thinking of joining QAnon, but they cancelled that last year. But just something that's not going to be cancelled, something that's for the elitists, because I quite like to think that I'm a 1%er, and I'd actually quite like to maintain a bit of power.
You've got a great set of teeth there, Phil. I'm going to be honest with you. What do you use? Are you on the Colgate or something, or your head whitening?
I'm actually on just the Col. Yeah, not the Colgate. I just go out to the front gate and just pick up a piece of coal, and they say charcoal toothpaste, fucking great. I think it's brilliant, and I say all you anti-vaxxers, the Freedom and Rights Coalition. Oh, they're great people. I love it when you guys, jam up Queen Street. Maybe you could occupy Aotea Square like you did a few years ago, set up some tents, and we could have some smelly hippies here in Auckland too.
Tamaki Makoto.
Yes, a Tamaki Makawarau.
Fantastic. Leo Malloy we've requested him to be on the program, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah,
Leo's tagline is, "I'm relentless about the city." Relentless. Wow.
Wow.
What do you think you've done for the city? When you look back on the years that you've run it, you've been our A1, you've been the top of the heap, you've been the big cheese. When you look back, what are some of your successes?
Well, I like to think that I've gotten Auckland up and moving. I like to really think that we've really taken the brakes off Tamaki Makaurau in the last 20 years. We have taken the brakes off it. We are saying Tamaki Makaurau is open for business. We have reactivated the city. We're giving away vouchers. Who wants vouchers?
What's the obsession with cycling and cycle lanes and shit like that?
Oh, it's good for your heart. It's all good for your heart. Yeah, because we've got too many obesities happening. So we're saying, if you can get on your bike, even if you're too fat to ride a bike, get a scooter. No one's checking them. Or just get one of those Lime things. Get on your bike. Do you remember Danny Watson? Get on your fucking bike.
That's right. One of the classics.
Yeah, and we're trying to do what they do in Europe because we can't think for ourselves, so we have to copy the Dutch. They like cycling.
What is that? What shot is that behind you?
This is from the summit of the Maunga. Maunga! I can talk Māori because I'm up on Mount Eden here.
And you're looking right into Tamaki Makaurau.
Yes, I am looking into Tamaki Makaurau. You can see the beautiful Auckland Harbour Bridge here. You can see across to Devonport here. And if you look really closely, you can see Auckland Central Remand right there at Mount Eden Prison. Some of my best work.
Give us a smile. Yes.
I'm not a crook.
No, there he is. Yeah. Hey, thank you very much for joining us. We might come back to you, but I think we are trying to track down a protester, but my protesting guy, Joe Ford, is unavailable right now, so I'm not sure. But apparently,
apparently Trevor is available. He's down there. He's keeping an eye on them. They say that he's locked away in an underground bunker 18 stories under the central city. It's not true. He's watching from the sky.
Thanks, Phil. Good to see you. Always a pleasure. Mayor of Tamaki Makaurau, Phil Goff.
I'm out.
So it's nice to have Phil on the show, and I did want to get to the protests because I was listening to the National Radio Morning Report the other morning, and they were saying that mainly the people who are in Wellington protesting are Māori, poor, and sprinkled with racists, and so they're all going down there to bang a drum, and then there seem to be a lot of people not cooperating. It's getting a bit feral. But they have got a little community together, and the community is offering free meals. Retailers are coming out with free products. They've got a little shop that you can just help yourself with if you need raincoats and all that type of stuff. It's becoming a wee bit sustainable. So those guys are definitely there for the long haul. While I'm here, guys, I want to bring back our special guest, Trevor Mallard. He's back. Why are you so bloody grumpy, Trevor? Honestly, look at you. You're rolled up. Yeah. You're like a big erection. Look at you.
I am raging. I am rabid. They are at it again. They are tearing up my lawn. They are putting in plumbing infrastructure. They are manipulating the free waters that I've got on the front garden here. I am pissed.
Breathe, mate. Breathe, mate. Breathe, mate. Yeah.
I am seething. They're not even wearing masks. They're abusing people too. They're deficizing. On the front garden, and it's not manure.
What about Justin? Do you think any politician's going to come out, Trevor, and just have a little word? Professionals, commentators are all suggesting maybe it'd be a good idea to give some people some answers.
Yeah, well, one of the Māoris in the crowd said, "Where's Clark? He should be out here with some craze and kinnis for us. Bring the multi-kai cooker out here onto the front and we'll set up the proper convoy camp. Do it old school." But no, fuck that. We're going to play horrible music to you, and we're going to try and make you as unpleasant as possible.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Wow, you're really just staring everybody down there, aren't you? Like, do you walk around? You like an angry motel owner that's putting out noise control in one of the rooms. You know, maybe someone's had an after ball social. Yeah, they're coming
This is my property. I make the calls here. You're a guest in my house. What? Do you live in a tent or something? Close the bloody door. It's getting into fucking winter. Bloody hell, we tried to do weather manipulation to all these conspiracy theorists by sending them a cyclone, and they said it wasn't even a conspiracy. They believed it.
Yeah. Trevor, nice to have you on the show, as always. And definitely feel free to come on and bring that bloody big smile.
You fucking know it, Thane. You're a legend, mate. You're a New Zealand broadcaster. We've been about as long in this bloody circle where you tell me what, it's a rat race. It's all a show. I am pissed. Seething, mate. Seething.
He's seething mad at dirt. Look at him.
Damn, and it's gone. I want to get out there with some bloody Dettol and clean them up. I'm pissed.
Why don't you take your shirt off and give us a bit of a pose off?
Yeah, I'm fucking fucked up.
Why don't you give us a pose off? Yeah, that's it.
I'll just fucking give you a fucking dirty flash because I've got respect for my body, my sensibilities.
Yeah.
You're not going to exploit me on national television. I'm going to exploit myself.
Thank you very much, Trevor Ballard. A real pleasure. Thank you so much. Incredible. Yeah, here he is. Got guns hot. We're going to have a real short show tonight because I went out for Valentine's night last night, and boy, I'm very tired. I had quite the night. I watched Super Bowl for most of the day, so that was the day drinking part in there. So, I'm not doing so well. But it will be an interesting show tomorrow because Bomber Bradbury gives us a weekly rundown of politics in his very special Bomber way. So if there are any political questions that you want to ask tomorrow night from 9 o'clock, let's just check in with our fact checker, Betty Mack, before we close the show a little early tonight. Everyone's kind of chipped in with the comments tonight. Trevor Mallard, of course, the Mayor of Tamaki Makaurau, Phil Goff. Your thoughts as the show has progressed, Betty Mack?
The Colmar Brunton polls showing great results on tonight's show, Thane. Huge lineup of guests. I don't know how you're booking them like that. And these interviews seem natural, candid, and you're getting to the root of the real person, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? It's unusual to have guests on the show that are so open, like an open book, telling it like it is, using everyday language. I think Trevor Mallard swore like a sailor, but you know what? You've got to respect him for that. He's opinionated, you know?
Yeah, I think he's really sort of trying to appeal to that younger demographic, the ones that use a lot of this colloquial terms for describing everyday life. You and I might think of it as curse or cuss words, but to them it's just a turn of phrase or a figure of speech. Those guys, Trevor Mallard, the classical angry old man, really. Bad skin and complexion, and a really unnerving smile, especially when he tilts his face down.
Very unnerving. I felt quite unnerved during the whole interview, but I had to truck on,
You
and
did.
I remained professional all the way through. Also, Trevor, he's not doing the New Zealand a service. Just we're on the international stage. His antics have been reported around the world, and he really is coming off as an angry old man.
He really is. It's very embarrassing. And I mean, they're trying to discourage children from turning up. They're playing Frozen theme songs and Baby Shark. That's basically the anthem for young primary school and kindergarten age children.
That's
So I
right.
don't know the tactics. The tactics seem strange, absurd, and obtuse.
Yeah. Well, we've got to leave it there, mate. Thank you very much. A quick half-hour show. We're back to our format tomorrow. And we do hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. Of course, you can listen back on Spotify and Apple Music. I think anywhere good podcasts are sold. Thanks, everybody. Real pleasure, and we'll see you again tomorrow. From us, a very good evening.
Ka kite.